and as if by magic, they appear. Now, fully, it's 100, 1C. A shortcut is 100, 100, 10, 10, 100, 10. So this is the more formal 100, 10, 110, 110, 111, 100, C, 1C, 1C, 11, 1C, 12, 1C, 13, 1C, 14, 1C, 15, 1C, 16, or 1C, 16. My instinct is to go to this one. The formal is 1C, 16, 1C, 17, C, 18, 1C, 19. Go with the standard format, and then you can go 1C, 16, 1C, 17, 1C, 18, 1C, 19. I'm turning it to the side so you can see the hint, but okay. So we're going to be practicing a bunch of different fingerspells or numbers. What I want to say about the difference between fingerspelling and numbers is fingerspelling, we don't have set patterns that we necessarily follow because every word may have a different length, different combinations of letters. There are prefixes, suffixes, root words that reoccur, but not with the same frequency as numbers. 26 letters, 10 numbers, right? So there's a lot more chance of frequency in numbers. We also want to know, we need to have a pattern because with letters, we can put 3-4 letters together in a chunk. But with numbers, because there's not repetition necessarily as much, we go by pairs. Pairs is the most efficient way of giving numbers. So one thing to look at is the years. Years will always be in 2 pairs. 1776, 1941, 1962, 1945, right? So pair, 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 pair. Now this is technically a worksheet that we're suggested to have you fill them out as we go through them all. But I really just want you to fingerspell the event, sign the event, and then just do the date. July 4th, 1776. December 7th. And the modern taste is to do double tap, tap. So December 7th, 1941. A day that will live in infamy. February 20th, 1962. So go through each of those and just practice fingerspelling that date. So if it's a 2-digit number, you're going to do a pair. We don't have any 3-digit numbers in here, but here's a little bit more of an explanation of how you do years for the dates. Now, we're not talking about, this is an old book, so I'm not dealing with the 2000s, but we're not dealing with 2000 to 2005. We've dealt with that in other chapters. That little period of time, we would go 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, right? And then 2010, 2010. 2009. You can do 2009, 2005. You can do all of those with the 20. Regionally, there may be some differences. Both of them are available to you. Thereabouts. This is the sign for approximately. 1920s. And we do the apostrophe S. You can also do 1920 to 25 or 30, somewhere like 20, 30, somewhere in between, right? So you can show a decade or a specific set of years, depending on how specific you want to be. So Now, this is a little mini history lesson. Um, but again, this is something that in class I tend to talk about. How happy were you in the 2000s? How happy were you? How'd you feel in? It used to be how were you in the 90s? But now most students go, I wasn't even born yet. So curse you, Red Baron. Okay, so we could talk about periods of time in history. Another good thing to talk about is looking at the history of deaf culture. How were deaf people feeling in 1880s after the Milan Conference and the changes to deaf education? How were they in the 1960s when ASL was presented as being a full language? Um, so how were people feeling in 1990s after the ADA was established? So we can talk about specific things like that, and that's usually what I will do in class. If anybody in class knows about history, this is a good time for them to kind of show off of what their time period is. Um, I love how the book says the BART construction, like what? And then they have to add Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's who that's not in San Francisco cares, right? So it's definitely a West Coast regional textbook. But again, here is that structure that we're following. Okay, so again, patterning these off. Figure something in your own life that had, how long were, I could say how long my parents were married, how long since my mom's been divorced, those kind of things. This is the pattern that you want to, the template, shall I say, that you want to follow. And some sample sentence. And notice I'm using that movement, the contrastive structure, to set up born here, died here. Bart. Technically, I should tip it out a little bit, but I'm leaning over a bit too far. To, till, boom. So it's almost like you're drawing a line. 1980. Okay. Don't forget what BART stands for. So then there are more examples. All right, I'm going to have to go this way. Beginning, ending, dates and addresses. You can go through, take a look at the worksheets in the previous slides or in your textbook and enter those for yourself. Now, 3 digits. The first digit is going to be solo, 6, right? And then 54. So we always want to end at the decimal point with a pair. So it would be pairs coming from there. So it may take getting used to of figure out knowing where the commas are going to be, right? As you're looking at the number. So when you're dealing with a 3-digit number, it's going to be a single digit and then a pair, single and a pair, single and a pair. Area codes for our area, we have 216. So you could do 216. Oftentimes people will just do 216. You can always do 3 digits independently. That's always a safe bet. We also have 440 and 330. So what often happens is it becomes 440, 440, 440, 440, or 330, 330. So that's a bit of a change, but again, that's the note where they say if there's a repetitive sequence, That will oftentimes change how we sign it. We wouldn't do 330, 440, because with numbers, it's not like letters where you really wouldn't have 4 L's, right? Really. With letters, you can sort of play with that length, but with numbers, every digit, every place is important. So 393, 304. Always do the 4. Don't do even 304, 304. It's most clear. 410, 400 or 410. So if you're giving an address, we usually don't say the hundreds, right, or thousands. But be aware that those are, whenever you see a number, context is going to be important. The 111, you could do 111. That's what their note is in there. Now here, 2 pairs, 4144, 2408, right? You definitely want to do that O. 5417. And again, I'm going to do this just because I think it's clearer to do the formal. And 2033. So again, we come back to 4 consecutive digits. Similar thing would happen with 6 digits. Again, 43551. 43551. 51. That's the clearest. 3. But because of the repeated O, you could see 19003. Sometimes I see it back and forth when we get to 5. Some people will do 34316, 94704. I have seen 34316, but it's a bit more awkward. So with 5 digits, we oftentimes will do single, 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 double, single, 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 pair. Again, like with 1903, those 2 O's make it a bit unusual. So it's a bit easier to do 19003. Numbers are a bit odd. The default is individual numbers every place. The last 2 pairs, if we know it's a phone number, we know it's going to be single pair, pair, pair. Social security number, single pair, single pair, pair. Credit card numbers, pair. Right? So let's share our addresses. Usually what I will do is, if we do this at all, I will give an assignment where you look up somebody or a business. What's your favorite restaurant? Give us the address, give us the phone number, all of that stuff. So find things that are useful to you. Always start there. The book is nice, but find something that applies to your life, because why practice an address and then get to yours and fumble over it? Better to know your address cold so you show yourself well. And again, more examples from the book. We can go through, figure out when all these things happened, all the things are listed in there, and plus they don't deal with modern events, so this is kind of old. So anyway, practicing numbers. So single digits, 2 digits, 3 digits, which are single and then a pair, and then 4 digits, pair, 5 digits, single, pair, unless things look funky. 6 digits, pair, and then 7 digits. We rarely do 7-digit numbers. If we're up that high in like math or money, we will add hundreds and thousands, millions. We'll add those 2 there, which breaks up the groupings and makes it easier to digest. If it's a phone number, social security number, something with a set pattern that doesn't deviate, we'll follow that pattern. So social security number, as I said, single, pair, 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 pair. Make sense?